Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today, I am joined by Brian, K3ES.
Hello.
Brian and his wife Becky, who have been writing some excellent field reports on QRP.com from a trip they did last year across, basically across the whole country.
Across the country, yes. Pennsylvania to California.
It's just crazy. I'm so envious when I see these field reports. And they're on their way to the coast of North Carolina, and they stopped by Asheville. And so came to one of my favorite meeting spots, which is right here at the Folk Arts Center. It's convenient for everybody. And so yeah, we came out and decided to do a little bit of an activation. It may just be Brian doing the activation today, but we are here at the Mountains to Sea Trail, which literally runs right here. So this will be a twofer of the Mountains to Sea Trail and the Blue Ridge Parkway. And I have to, taking it upon myself to put up a wire in the tree. He has the antenna, which is, what is this antenna, by the way?
It's a 29.5 foot end-fed random wire, and I also have a 17-foot counterpoise wound on the same winder.
This is really nice. This is some of the good wire too.
Yeah, it's the poly stealth.
Yeah.
So you have to treat it gently with figure-8 winding, otherwise it snarls.
Yeah,
it's great stuff because it's really strong.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the camera here, and I'm going to try to put a line in the tree very discreetly.
All right.
I say discreetly, it won't be discreetly at all. But I think I can do it. And since this is only 28.5 feet, right?
29.5.
29.5 feet, it should be nearly vertical.
Yep.
This will not be super stealthy. Not today. We're in a pretty conspicuous spot here, but the park people here know me pretty well. And let's see, Brian, you may want to get out of the way.
Okay.
In case this goes wrong, in case it goes horribly wrong. Here we go. Okay, yeah, we're good. That worked perfectly.
Excellent.
That'll work. And
right.
Let's put up this stuff, and I've decided to bring along with me a radio that I was guessing, I didn't know if Brian had used it or not, the Elecraft K1. I love this radio, and Brian being a CW guy, I wanted him to have a chance to operate it, so that is the radio we have, and hopefully I brought the right power cord. I grabbed all this stuff right before heading out of the house today, so let's see. So let's put up this antenna. I'll take this if you want to get the antenna going.
Let's see here. I need to spool off the counterpoise first.
I like that really thick plexi.
That's 1/4-inch plexiglass.
Yeah.
I've not gotten into 3D printing, so all my manufacturing is subtractive manufacturing instead of additive.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Plexiglass is a super durable material.
It is.
You know? Okay, here we go. I'll give you the end of it here. You can tie it up however you want to, and I'll go to the other end and pull it for you.
I just normally use
Yeah, before I left, I'd just gone down my driveway and heading down the road, and I realized I left I had a vertical antenna set aside to take, and I left it in the house. I could have turned around and gotten it, but I was like, Brian will have antennas.
I have 3 full field kits with me.
That's what I'm saying. I knew that it would be fine. So here we go. Let's pull this up. Now say, it's not stealthy, but this wire is incredibly stealthy. You really can't see it. You can just see my throw line. That's it. Is that it right there?
That'll do it.
Okay. And I'll leave this line down here and then grab the throw weight and use it maybe to just kind of suspend this and hold it in place. It is really windy today.
Yeah.
So, that's perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Let's see.
bring the counterpoise over here so we don't trip anybody.
I don't have my big tripod with me today, so hopefully you can see all this. This will be perfect. Here we go. And this will just prevent the antenna from swinging around too much. There we go. And I have, whoops, yesterday morning, so the day before yesterday, I was out chainsawing, which is what I've been doing the past 3 weeks. And it was almost 80 degrees at our house. The next morning, that was in the evening, the next morning, we had snow on the ground. It was 25 degrees. It is.
We've had similar. We had, I guess it was Wednesday, was 70 degrees, and that was the first time we've hit 70 since last fall sometime, I think. And so I went out and took Molly and sat by the pond and did some hunting.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was a blast. But then
I was hoping you were bringing Molly here, by the way.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been commiserating that it really just isn't quite the same without Molly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's staying with a dog sitter, and they're having a good time.
I'm sure. Yeah. Sort of like doggy summer camp sort of thing. But...
Yeah, except in her own house. So.
Oh, nice. It's even better.
It is.
Okay, let's see. Hopefully, I have the correct. Yes. Okay. Pretty sure this is the right cable. I grabbed this stuff so quickly before I left. That's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's turning on. Okay, good. I'm use this over here. Okay, let's get set up. Sorry,
right.
You're probably the people watching through the camera is probably at like a weird angle, but we'll get set up here. And also, I don't know if you'd want to try it or not. Like, I thought, what kind of key does Brian not have? And maybe you have this one, but it's I'll probably say the name incorrectly. This little guy right here.
No, I don't have one of those.
Okay. Tiny. Let's try it out and see if you like it or not.
All right. Let's see if it works with my
big hands.
Fat fingers.
Well, mine are not small, and I have to admit, like I thought about the same thing when I got it. And we can move this around. Let's set the camera back down again. Hopefully, I'm not making people too motion sick moving the camera around this much. Okay. Here we go. Key. And you know what I'll do is this. Just set this whole thing right here.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to using the K1. I really, really love this radio. So, whoa, windy. The key is not going to fly away, but I think anything else could.
Yeah. Well, if we have to.
Isn't it a handsome little radio?
It is. Yes, it is.
Do you have a K2? Or have you ever had one?
The radio club actually has a K2
Yeah.
in a kit that they lend out. So I've seen it.
Right.
I haven't really used it, but
it's like a mini K2. But it has a completely different architecture in a way because it's an analog radio.
Okay.
Completely, like even the encoder's analog. It's not digital. So you can't do things like move to a different VFO or a different band and remember where you were on the previous band, because when you turn the encoder, you're turning it, everywhere.
Okay.
Essentially, so. I'm hoping conditions are good. You said this morning they weren't all that great.
I don't know whether it was the conditions or where I was or what, but yeah, it took me longer than normal to do an activation.
Well, let's see if we can get this going. Oh, I like this Tom Ben bag.
That's
that
the
orange color's nice. Okay, so
that's because otherwise I'll leave stuff in the woods.
Okay, here we go. Let me turn on the radio. Okay, so this is starting on 20 meters. Okay. So I'll let you do your thing here.
Okay.
So I never can remember the Mountains to Sea Trail. The Blue Ridge Parkway is US 3378. And let me look up the MST. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Let's see here. Get my glasses back on. Mountains to Sea Trail. You really can't. Here it is. It's US 8313. You really can't go wrong with the Mountains to Sea Trail. If you live here in the area, it's everywhere.
Oh,
There are many activations I've done where I could have claimed it and I just never thought to do it because it's just kind of ever present. It's at Mount Mitchell, it's near Craggy Gardens, it's here, it's near in Pisgah, it's just everywhere, and it goes along the parkway for a great deal of time too. So
we've got the North Country Trail in our area
Yeah.
that's similar to that. And the really weird thing, one of the QRP reports was activating at I'm gonna forget the park, but it was North Dakota.
Yeah.
And we drove into the parking lot and said, "Wait, I recognize that emblem. It's got the North Country Trail
Yes.
running through." So,
it's a huge trail, and so it's a multi-state trail.
It's a
too. So
multi-
you have to make sure you tell it which state.
yes.
I'm really lucky to be here in North Carolina for the Blue Ridge Parkway because it defaults to NC first as opposed to Virginia.
Okay.
So
That's true, because both of these would be multi-state. So,
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Oh yeah. So let me move the radio just slightly over here. It's hard to see it because of the sun, but it doesn't matter. There's not a lot to see once you set the frequency anyway.
Right.
Okay, so let's turn this up. And so like this is in these radios, if you want to see where you are, you press band and it says 14050 point something. So then you can just go find a clear spot. Oh, let me just make sure that this is a random wire, so we need to make sure that go through here, make sure that the ATU is actually active, engaged. ATU. Tune. Okay, so it's engaged right now.
Okay.
And to since it doesn't sound like there's like really anybody here, you press and hold, I think, both of these. There you go.
1.0.
And you're getting over 5 watts of output power. That's one thing I want to change on here. Is I want to be able to move it back down to 5 watts. So I'm just more of a 5 watt kind of guy. But
Yeah.
So okay, you should be all set. I don't know what the speed is on here, but to change the speed, you literally just move those 2 buttons.
Okay.
So it'll
22. 20. Let's do 20. Okay.
Oh, and I can spot you
Oh, okay.
after I sign in.
So I'm going to do.
Okay.
Let's see.
Activator call sign. K3ES. One of the more distinctive calls you'll hear on the bands because you can't miss the ES part. So let's see, Mountains to Sea is 8313, is that right?
You said 8313 and,
Okay.
and 3370.
I'll spot you for the Mountains to Sea trail because I think that one's slightly more rare than probably the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Okay.
Not that makes a difference probably, but
Okay.
and then once you find a frequency, I'll put it in there.
No 48.5.
Okay.
Let's see.
40. You are spotted. I say that, but let's double check. Yep, you're spotted.
1623.
Come on, somebody. I'm gonna take a selfie, and I'm gonna send it to my buddy Eric, see if he's at his place, and have him try to work you. There we go. W2UD. The receiver's really nice in this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice and quiet. And the audio's good. K3ES, is it? Yeah. While he's checking this out, I'm going to show you his cool bag. I was admiring this last year at Hamvention. I should have brought my vintage Swiss Army pack with me today. I didn't need a very big bag for this, but I love these things. And he's got his Tom bin. I was just thinking on the way over here, I'm going to buy a couple of more of these. I've got some extra line for another throw line kit. We'll hold the radio down too. Antenna swinging all around.
Yeah.
It's gusty today.
One thing I do sometimes is just clip the antenna onto the pack, and that'll...
Oh, right. Yeah, that'll do it too.
I think we'll probably manage that.
Oops.
If I don't fall on my face.
I can send you your call sign if you want.
That's okay. If you want.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird. I could do it though. Let's see. It didn't work. I tried. He said this morning that the bands it took him a while to work his 10 at a Tennessee park. And I worked him on 40 meters, and it was a really tough contact for me on my end.
Yeah, I tried 30 meters to start with and got 4 contacts and then just nothing.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd try the Europeans with 15 meters and nothing. A couple on 20. One of them was a hunter contact, and then 40 finally.
It's, I was just telling somebody recently that around hamvention, we've had really, really bad propagation at times, and it's been a struggle to make your 10 or anything when you go to a park. I'm going to respot you if it hasn't done it already. Yeah, the ribbon has a negative 1 dB. I put in the comments on your spot, work him. I remember in the early days of POTA, it could be extremely challenging getting your 10.
Yep.
You know, we're so spoiled these days with the number of hunters that it takes really poor propagation for you to really kind of feel the pain of not constant contacts, you know.
Yeah, sometimes.
K3ES.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, he was the last contact too, so he didn't know if I got him in the log, but he's there.
That's great. WR1W.
Nobody.
Yeah, this is definitely not a strong day. I will say this, that it's also nice if you're in a more public spot that you're doing POTA, if you've got somebody else with you, because when people come over to talk or whatever, then somebody else can kind of,
Right.
you know, like, oh, this is what we're doing, you know, and it doesn't really interrupt the flow or anything like that.
I'm just glad to be doing POTA outside because weather's been so horrible this winter. It's mostly been in the truck.
That's right.
I mean, we did a POTA on a day that started off at minus 14 degrees, and it was actually comfortable in the truck. Not even with the truck running. It was just like a fishbowl with the sun shining.
Oh yeah, you got that solar gain.
Yes.
Going in. It's true. I think for me, the real trick has just been we've been so busy with things I haven't been able to do POTA like I want to. In fact, I think the last activation I did was my ham radio workbench is on the air because I've just been full bore chainsawing and I'm just so sick of it now. But it's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm really at the end of that now for this big bunch of it, so that's nice.
It was good to.
Oh, this is, so we are amateur radio operators. And Brian here is doing Morse code, CW.
Morse code,
And it's a program called Parks on the Air where we go out to a park and we activate it. So like we put up a little antenna, this is a small wire antenna, and we put our signal out, and then there are other people listening for you and they hunt you. And so they try to make you work your station and you log each other. And it's just a fun thing to do, to get outdoors and...
Oh, okay. I thought you worked for CIA.
Yeah, no, no, I would probably I'd be a little too conspicuous maybe for CIA, but
Reminds me of the old, you know, this,
Yes.
what is it called? 电报.
telegraph. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what it is. That is
They
telegraph.
use the Morse code. What's the name?
Morse code.
Morse code.
Morse code.
Yeah.
Morse.
Yeah. So, and we're using right now about 5 watts of power. So, like less than you would have for most light bulbs. And he's made contacts in New York, Ontario. Usually, sometimes it's way further than that, like into Europe and west coast of
Or
North
other
America.
side of the earth.
It can be.
Can be,
Yeah.
You guys are just like for fun, no?
Yeah,
For
it's just
working
for fun.
someone.
It's just for fun.
Not for CIA. Not for CIA.
Yeah. Yeah, not for
So
CIA.
you can talk basically with it.
Yeah, you can.
Simple words.
Yes, actually, you can say whatever you want to. Like I could, we can carry on full
Do you
conversations.
have the code explanation, like a code defines?
Yeah, yeah, it's just Morse code. So we,
The Morse code.
just like people used to send telegraphs way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
It's just you're sending your letters. Like I can hear this, and when I'm listening, I just see the letters. I don't. It's just like a language. Yeah, it's just like a language.
But you can speak it?
What is it that saying?
He said 5-9, back to you, and he's, thank you. Good afternoon. Here's your signal report. 599 599 from Texas. TX. Yeah.
So how many years of training you must have?
Not a whole lot. I mean, it's like a lot of languages. It uses that language part of your brain. So if you practice it properly, it just takes a lot of listening. You can learn Morse code probably pretty proficiently within 6 months or something.
Probably, yes. It all depends. I've been doing it since 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the brain
Yeah.
get used to this.
Yeah.
So they started to explain A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
So you hear like hello,
Yeah.
H,
Yeah.
L, whatever you hear that.
Right.
Yeah.
Please say hi to the other end from Northern Virginia.
We will do that.
Will do.
Say that we arrived safely.
Great talking
Thank
to you. Take care. Case in point, huh? And I didn't try to put the camera on them because I don't know them and I didn't want to. I always try to respect people's privacy when they're out and about, even if they're in a public space. Except for Brian's privacy. You're going to be
Which is
on
fine.
YouTube. I do like that antenna. Was
Yeah,
there 2 more while we were there? Yeah, something like that.
up to 6 now.
Nice.
I think that was a Canadian call. I heard something that sounded like a U.
Oh. I wonder if
But
it was VA3UZ.
It was VE.
NS1C. I think that was right. I'm recalling that from memory. Okay, good.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I can read this.
Yeah, do the same. AA5XA. Is that right? Or no? Sorry. I'm trying to say it so the people on the camera will know what it is, but that's going to interfere with you. I'm used to being with Lotto, who can talk and hear 5 call signs at the same time. Arkansas, nice.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that key?
That's nice. It
It's
is
nice. It's tiny, but it works really well.
Yeah, and especially with the bass on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The bass makes a huge difference.
Normally, I'm used to holding things in my offhand when I'm doing this. So,
Yes.
But I did actually. I won a N3ZN
Yes.
key.
Yeah, those are
at
nice.
a ham fest, and I took that out with me to do a park activation. And set it up in the truck, and
Yeah.
that worked really well.
Oh, these are very nice keys.
Yeah.
I have never gotten one, but they're very nice.
Yeah.
Another key I used to really like is K8RA. Unfortunately, he's silent key now, but he made really nice paddles. I used to find him at Hamvention. He made this whopper of a paddle that had these huge finger pieces on it. My buddy Mike, K8RAT, got one of those, and it was a wonderful key.
I just need a whopper of a bass on it because I tend to slam paddles pretty hard.
Yes.
And they skid around the desk. And
Yes. KC5THR.
Still on. Texas.
Yeah. KC2EE. Good path into Texas today.
That's 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your valid activation?
Yeah, I'm valid. Want to take over?
Sure, why not?
Good.
Do you mind if I use your pad? I don't know if I was thinking about you doing an activation. I was sitting here thinking maybe I shouldn't do it, but
Here,
I can do it
yeah.
pretty quickly.
Yeah, you
I
can
guess.
just.
I can just take a picture of it when I do it.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
not a problem. If you want to continue on this
I'll
page
do
or
that.
flip
I'll
over
flip it.
onto the next one, your call.
Okay, let's see here.
I have another pad, so don't worry about running me out of paper.
You may have to. You got a lot of activating to do though, so let's see here.
But no, I've got 3 kits, and each one has at least a book in it. This one has has a fresh one, so.
Here we go. Okay, so I think I got this set up about right. Would you mind spotting me? Actually, you
Yep.
could do it from here if you want to, because it'll probably. Yeah, you can just do it from mine, and
Okay.
it should fill everything in for you.
Okay.
And let's see here. So it is.
Whoops.
Did it go off? Or?
Yeah, it's not signed in. I'll get it from mine.
Oh, okay. I swear, anytime I want to use this in the field,
Yeah.
it's not signed in.
It's a need detector that.
It's a need detector.
Yes. The more you need it, the quicker it's
less it's
going
gonna work.
to shut you down.
Okay, US
Add spot.
8313 and K1, and then a random wire, infed random wire.
Okay, good waiter. You're going to stay on.
Yeah, I'll stay on 20 meters, I think. It's probably going to be better than some others, 20 meters.
You want to stay on that frequency?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. And so it's 12, it's up here, isn't it? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it's 1,700 hours.
It's US.
Okay. Okay.
8313.
May move up. Just almost sounds like somebody's there, but Where's the filter? That's wide open. I do that. I accidentally crank up the speed.
48.6.
Yeah, I mean, it'll, yeah.
I spotted myself QRT and spotted you on.
Nice. Sometimes it's nice going at a slower pace. Texas is strong today.
Yep.
Okay, wait. It's a W1, and I first I heard a J, and
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
heard-
they can't be. Oh, of course. Now he'll make it sound like he's from. He'll make you sound like he's from QQ. Just listen. Oh, he just didn't give a state. Okay, wait, I missed the. I had it right. I realized that that weight is probably a little too high, and so when the wind comes, it's pulling it down. But
Iowa.
what that hum is I'm hearing. Is it coming from my phone? No. Oh, nice.
JK.
Colorado.
Yeah.
In 6.
6.
Okay, I am missing that. There's like
Yeah,
a hum in there.
YEU.
That may be. Yeah, okay, that's it. Six calls throwing me off here because I'm not used to hearing them. This is California.
Yep.
I'm hearing a little hum, and I don't know what that's coming from. It sounds like another, like some QRM. I think. Oh, wow.
Yeah, another 6. Is that Era?
Yep, that's Aura. Yeah. That's awesome. The band is improving.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yes, it is lovely.
Elecraft always builds in stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I am so spoiled by my KX2 that
It'll do like beacon mode too. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I've got 9. Is that right? Yes.
excellent. Jersey.
Eight, 10. So I do have 10 now. I'm going to go. That is some form of QRM. I'm
Yeah.
hearing, even though when I touch it, it changes it, but I think it's just, you know.
Capacitance.
Yes. I may just go with 10. I'm very pleased with this.
That's good, yeah.
The band opened up for a bit, and because we weren't hearing any West Coast stuff, but a lot of
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, and Texas was strong for a while, and then it moved to California.
Yeah, it did. I can't believe I got Ara. I mean, he's in the LA area, and it's not often that we, especially at a park, and we're not doing summits.
Yep.
I one time did a summit to summit with him that was scheduled.
Okay.
Both of us using KX1s.
Okay.
So like 3 watts out. And I was on a summit in Georgia, and he was in California, and we did it. It wasn't easy, but we did it.
That's excellent.
There's nobody there to listen, so that's it. That's fine. That was fun. Let me take a photo.
Yeah.
Take a photo of my logs, and you can keep your logbook then. Let's see. This is a nice setup. So I'm putting that right in front of the camera, but I'm not exactly a camera guy, so. I'm not really a YouTuber. I really mean that too. People are like, I think it's
But, you know,
Kyle that makes fun of me, and
It doesn't matter.
I know
It doesn't matter. You know, when I first was contemplating a park activation, it's hard to tell you how much it meant to be able to watch what it looked like on the other end, and you're always so self-deprecating about your YouTube content, but it really does give a good feel for what it's like on the activator end of the contact.
You're very kind for saying that, Brian. Thank
But
you.
you know, which is why anytime somebody's getting ready to do it, I typically recommend your videos.
Very kind of you. I really, you know, the very first time I did a park activation, and it was probably here at the Blue Ridge Parkway. In fact, it may have been right here. This table, I think, is where I did, is either this one or that one over there. It's where I did my very first CW park activation.
Okay.
And the idea behind it was, by the way, that I would pick the most activated park so that it wasn't rare. And I used like what I thought was a fairly compromised antenna, and really low power, thinking, oh, if I do this, then it'll take me forever to get my 10 contacts, but at least I won't have to deal with a pileup or anything. And ended up being like just a really good swift activation.
Yeah.
And I was sweating it, but I enjoyed it so much. And someone said, would you please do a video just showing how it works? And I said, I don't do videos. I really don't do videos. And they said, oh, just go out there and just start it. I just want to see what it's like. I don't know how to set up. I don't know how to do anything. And so I did it, and I honestly thought I'd be laughed off of YouTube. I was really nervous about the negative comments that would come through that I see on other channels and things, and it was just completely the opposite. I've never had tons of trolls on my channel, and I think part of it is because I don't try to appeal to the algorithm at all.
Right.
And I don't have an issue with anybody doing that. In fact, that if you're trying to start a YouTube channel, you need to do that. You need to pay attention to that algorithm and do some of the things that that the algorithm likes. But I almost kind of didn't want to, because I feel like the people that are here because they want to be here, and not because they're drive-bys.
Right, and that's very much the truth. That's why folks are here, I think.
Oh, let's see here. You know somebody who I just found out, I was looking at his channel, and his channel has just exploded overnight, is Forrest.
Oh, okay.
Utah Forrest, who's a great guy. too. And
I know of him. I think he's had some connection with the CW Innovations
yeah,
class, and so I've peripherally.
yeah. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
And so I was really pleased to see that, because he went from, I don't know how many he had before, but recently it just jumped way up. And I think he had one video that had like 1 million views or
Wow.
something. It was a little short video about CW. And so he's a good ambassador. So I was very pleased to see that. Yeah, that antenna is great.
This is the third one that I built. I built one for me and one for a friend, and then another friend that hasn't done a park activation yet, but we're going to drag him out.
Good.
Said, the reason I can't get out is I don't have an antenna here.
Yeah.
So
There you go. We'll
so
take care of that.
We're going to drag him out. But these, I've been really pleased with this, and there's been a little bit of an iteration on it, but not a huge amount. It'll just come. That's
It is. We may need to pull it back and forward too. It's possible that little S hook is getting caught up there.
Yeah, that would be a bad thing.
That work? Or is it still
It's
a little tight?
There we go.
It'll come down.
That's the nice thing about this Poly Stealth, is you can pull on it and not worry about it.
Yeah. Yep.
The worst I've had happen is I've stripped the insulation off. I usually use a 3-hole weave through the end connector.
Yes.
And I've stripped the insulation off, but okay, no problem.
That stuff works so well.
It
Poly
does.
Stealth is hard to beat. I
well-
do like the silicone stuff, but I worry about stretching a little bit. But there are different versions of that silicone wire too, and some of it is like way more hardy, and I feel like is better.
I have an end-fed half wave. It's one that somebody else made, and I like the antenna. It's linked so that you can do 40, 30, or 40, 20, 15, and 10, and then unlink it, and it does 30 meters. And that one works great, but it's got that silicone wire on it, and I've broken it twice. So
Okay, noted.
But
Yeah, it's
these things aren't permanent.
no, they're not. Antennas are consumables.
They
in
are
the field,
consumables. They're just like the feed line is a consumable.
It is. Feed lines, connectors, all these things are consumables. They're eventually going to wear down from use. I mean, in fact, if you're doing your job, they should,
Yep.
If you're doing your job, they should, because it means you're taking them out to the field, they're getting use,
That's exactly it.
and that's how I feel. So this line, for example, has got a bunch of frays in it. Eventually I'll probably replace it out, because the frays aren't in places where I can just cut them off. I'd have to cut it in half. But it's lasted me 4 years. It'll probably last, probably sometime this year I'll replace it out, but
I'm still using the thinner stuff,
the 2 millimeter,
2 millimeter, and it works really well.
It does. There's one that one of my buddies, Paul, sent me from Washington State, and it's a 2 millimeter line I haven't tried yet. It's not the Marlowe. I like the Marlowe a lot. I don't know why. I've just had this in my pack a lot, and I've been using it a lot lately.
Yeah.
For probably 2 years, I didn't use this one, and then I started pulling it out again. The real trick is just to make sure you've got an appropriately sized weight. Even this tree, this is a little pine tree.
Right.
I kind of feel like with those, if you're getting a little height on them, you need like a 10-ounce weight or something, not an 8-ounce weight, because it really makes a difference when it wants to push through or just punch through those limbs. So there we go. That's done. And put this in here.
This.
And I tried not to take any of your stuff.
Oh.
I could have just picked up that bag and
It's
taken
tough. It's tough to tell, but there are 3 antennas that are currently living in this bag.
That's not bad. That's not bad, and that's a really kind of low profile bag too. Like you can walk in, you can take that into like the shop that's here, and people wouldn't pay much attention to you carrying that in. Instead of some big tactical pack or something.
Even if it is an old army bag.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Well, I'm gonna hop off here and put away the camera too. That's one thing I need to do. Brian, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming
This
out.
has been a
That
pleasure.
was awesome. And I look forward to seeing you at Hamvention and 4 Days in May. You're coming to both those, right?
Not this year.
Oh, you're not?
I have a wedding to go to.
Oh, I remember now that you do.
And I even volunteered to commute, and that didn't fly.
Didn't fly. It's hard to make that work, and that's a weekend thing,
Yes, it
usually a
is.
wedding. So we'll miss you, and
I will miss the crew that's
I
always
know.
there. So
I know we'll probably do a little POTA on that Sunday as well.
Okay.
Eric's already planned out something, so
Okay.
he sent me an email this week, and he's like, "Here's what I'm thinking," and he had like 5 parks. And I was like, "Wow, okay." So we'll see if we actually get through all those. But
we'll have to get you guys over to Pennsylvania
I would
sometime.
love
I can show you around a few parks over
I
there.
would love to do that. You live in a pretty part of Pennsylvania too.
It is
so-
it is a gorgeous part of Pennsylvania. So. And it's even better when there's not snow on the ground. I like the snow. Don't get me wrong. I'm done with it.
You had enough winter.
This
You
was
had
a-
enough
this was a
this
winter. This
yeah, it was.
certainly
It was here too. We had some very cold days, and it is like the very first day of spring here. We had snow, and then you're thinking, well, okay, that's the way it's going to be this year. But all we want right now is really dry. You can't tell here, but we've got a red flag warning all over North and South Carolina right now because it's extremely dry, and so unfortunately it's really bad for fires. So I'd really like to have some moisture in the area.
Yes.
We'd really appreciate that. So anyway, thank you so much everybody for joining us today, and like I always say, the world's a better place because you are in it. Thanks so much, and take care until next time. 7
7
twos.
twos.